Honorable colleagues, I welcome you to today's sitting. And our Prime Minister is back, all the way from New York, where she even got an international award.
On Tuesday, 1st October 2024, the House debated a report of the Public Accounts Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises with focus on promoting taxpayer education to increase tax compliance and improved revenue collections.
The tax revenue to GDP has averaged 11% over a 5-year period up to 2023, below the regional average of 18%. And we recommend that URA improves tax effort over the medium term to achieve the domestic revenue mobilization strategy targets, or even better, the regional peers. The second recommendation is that government diversifies tax revenue sources to cushion the economy from revenue shortfalls that could result from external shocks. Mr. Speaker, with respect to performance of VAT, the committee recommends enforcement of IFRIS to all eligible taxpayers to increase the tax revenue collections. URA should roll out IFRIS after extensive and comprehensive sensitization of the taxpayers.
There is a tactful way of people evading taxes. I don't know whether it has been a recent kind of arrangement. The issue of tax waivers to foreigners, I have come to prove that there are many Ugandans who are not paying taxes. They connive with the foreigners to start enterprises. The face is either an Indian or a Chinese when the actual project belongs to a Ugandan.
Right Honorable Speaker, there is an observation on low involvement of local governments in tax assessment. This is very key. Right Honorable Speaker, in this House, we have ever reported the conflicts between URA and the taxpayers. And this comes about because of the limited involvement of the local leaders and also limited tax education. The assessments at times are not from informed point of view because the local leaders or the local governments are not involved. So when the assessments are not satisfactory to the taxpayer, payment becomes a problem.
We have failed to raise revenues from some unprocessed minerals. And one of these minerals is gold. But Right Honorable Speaker, this is an issue that has the Natural Resources Committee, Environment and Natural Resources Committee, has always been battling with, together with some other committees here. Right Honorable Speaker, I feel we should find a way of writing off this issue, because we cannot keep complaining about the failure of Uganda to earn from the unprocessed minerals.
In the sitting, members of Parliament lauded the Prime Minister, Robinah Nabbanja, for scooping a prestigious Global Women Leadership Award in New York, USA.
The Global Women Power, based in UN or New York, identified me as one of those inspirational leaders. I asked a question when they were giving me this global award. I said, why me? Then they played the videos. There's when our country was hit by floods. And in Kayunga. So when we are going to Kawongo, the vehicle stopped like about 5 kilometers away. And we used a small boat. And then after that, the people where they were staying, there were no vehicles, because they were cut off completely. And so I used the border. So they had that clip, which they played and said, service beyond self. And so, members, I want to take this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to lay on table this global award as an inspiration to other leaders.
Thank you, Right Honorable.
Also in the sitting, Mityana County South Member of Parliament, Honorable Richard Lumu, tabled the Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill 2024, which seeks to alter the mode of selection of the Leader of the Opposition and other positions reserved for the opposition in Parliament.
Pursuant to Rule 128 of the Rules of Procedure, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Administration of Parliament Amendment Bill 2024 be read for the first time. Right Honorable Speaker, in compliance with Section 76 of Public Finance Management Act, I beg to lay the certificate of financial implication for the bill. I beg to lay.
Thank you. The bill is referred to the Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. Should be processed in line with Rule 129 of our Rules of Procedure.
On Wednesday, 2nd October 2024, Parliament called for an audit of all government-owned land, which is said to be presently at risk of grabbers.
On missing land title, Right Honorable Speaker, first we commend the accounting officer's effort in securing the property by lodging caveat and commencing the process of obtaining the title. KCCA Land Office should expedite the process of issuing the special certificate of title within 1 month from the date of adoption of this report and provide a report to that effect to Parliament.
I was among members who fought against the sale of Shimon land by that time. And why we failed to go to court to win that matter, to stop, to put an injunction, because the school never had land titles. Never had its land title. And at the end of the day, we lost the battle that way. Madam Speaker, I think it's better you direct that Uganda Land Commission Ministry of Lands comes here and gives us an update on how far they have reached providing government institutions, including schools, with the land titles.
In Masaka City, we are missing titles for the city properties. And Right Honorable, we need a serious investigation into these cartels so that the properties of government can be secure.
And the issue of the land titles getting lost is really a serious issue. The sergeant at arms had to get a special title for this place.
So to resolve the issue of missing land titles, the Ministry of Lands is automating the system to include even blockchain technology, so that this issue of missing titles can be resolved once and for all.
On Thursday, 3rd October 2024, the Marriage Bill 2024 was presented before Parliament by a Lebtong District Woman Member of Parliament, Honorable Dwaka Sachen, on behalf of Tororo District Woman Member of Parliament, Honorable Sarah Opendi, who is the proposer of the new law.
I move that the bill entitled the Marriage Bill be read for the first time. I beg to lay a copy of the bill on the table.
In furtherance to Rule 129 of the Rules of Procedure, the bill stands referred to a joint committee of Committee of Legal and Parliamentary Affairs and Committee of Gender, Labor and Social Development. The Committee of Legal will take a lead on this motion, on this bill, and they will report as per Rule 129(2) of Rules of Procedure.
During the sitting, Mukono County North Member of Parliament, Honorable Abdallah Chwanuka, was granted leave to introduce a private member's bill entitled the Chief Magistrate's Courts Amendment Bill 2024, which seeks to increase the pecuniary jurisdiction of Chief Magistrate's Courts from the current 50 million shillings to 200 million shillings.
Firmly convinced that there is need to amend the Magistrates Courts Act, Cap 16, to increase the pecuniary jurisdiction of magistrate courts as a means to reduce case backlogs in the High Court. Now, therefore, be resolved that Parliament grants me leave to introduce a private member's bill entitled the Magistrate Courts Amendment Bill, a draft of which is attached here too. And I do, and this Honorable Parliament, do order the publication of the bill in the preparation for the first reading. I beg to move, Right Honorable Speaker.
For the lawyers who are here, who have been in practice, you know very well that there are cases that are in the High Court that in most cases are supposed to be in the Chief Magistrate's Court.
Imagine cases of 60 million, 70 million, and as we are aware, High Court has unlimited jurisdiction, meaning it has wide jurisdiction to handle several cases. Now, bothering it with cases of 100 million, 200 million, in my view, is a disservice to this country.
Honorable members, I now put a question that Honorable Kiwanuka Abdallah be granted leave to introduce a private member's bill, the Magistrate's Costs Amendment Bill. Those in favor say on the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
In the sitting, the Minister for Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Honorable Frank Tumwebaze, rallied legislators for supporting educating the country on the export-free opportunities for Ugandan products to China in light of the 2024 Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, where Uganda formalized 2 protocols to allow select Ugandan products into Chinese markets at a 98% tax waiver.
The Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, MAIF of Uganda, and the General Administration of Customs of the People's Republic of China, GAC, on behalf of the Chinese government, therefore signed 2 protocols, and these are, number 1, protocol on inspection, quarantine, and sanitary requirements of wild aquatic products, including Nile perch fillets, headless and gutted Nile perch, fish maw, fish skins, fish scales, silverfish products to be exported from Uganda to China. And number 2, the second protocol we signed is on inspection, quarantine, and sanitary requirements for export of dried chilies from Uganda to China. The signing of the 2 protocols or agreements streamlines the export of Uganda's products in those 2 areas I've mentioned directly between Uganda and China. It implies that Ugandan registered dealers or traders will be recognized by the Chinese customs authorities and allowed to export products without going through tedious and shady channels operated by manipulative middlemen.
Also in the sitting, members of parliament implored government to prioritize development of industrial parks in different regions of the country.
Iganga had been identified as one of the areas where we would benefit from this program of having an industrial park, specifically at a place called Busovi. Uganda Investment Authority, Minister of Finance, and the former Right Honorable Prime Minister, Ruhakana Rugunda, kept visiting that place. What is happening about this industrial park? Is it there?
Government, 8 years back, secured land in Hoima district, in Kabale sub-county, for the construction of an industrial park. 8 years back, government paid money, they relocated the people, but currently now, this land is being encroached on by unknown people.
Fort Potro was one of the areas that were degazetted, especially Fort Potro, to be given an industrial park. And this industrial park would serve the entire region, Thur.01/Rwenzori region. Land was secured. The land is still there up to now. But since that time, the Honorable Minister, there is nothing that is taking place.
The Uganda Investment Authority, some years back when I was chairman of Gulu, got in touch with Gulu District Local Government. That time we were not yet a city. And the intention was to establish an industrial park. We did our best and provided land. Unfortunately, 13, 14 years down the road, the whole thing went quiet. Do we still have a plan of having an industrial park in Gulu City? And if so, what do we need to do?
Honorable Mapeduzi, I would be very excited if you told me where the land is in Gulu, because there's a huge interest from people whereby everyone wants actually to do an industrial park in Gulu. Where the last time, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, that I wrote to the Gulu local government, they told me they did not have land, and in the Acholi sub-region, the only land that was availed to us was in Padey. Right Honorable Speaker, the unfortunate bit of it is that as government, we've not gotten money to do the infrastructure development in Padey. The land that Right Honorable Prime Minister, former Honorable Ruhakana Rugunda, had started negotiating with the people of Iganga is available. However, the challenge was that we do not have money to acquire that land. To that extent, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, guided that we must go to areas where people can make local government land in their districts available free of charge. And Right Honorable Speaker, I want to report that when we wrote to the local governments, I actually personally did it and went to the land mobilization. We were able to get land in 28 locations in the 18 zones of Uganda, at least every zone.
I was adjourned to 2 on Tuesday.